Hi everybody. Today I am going to show you how to set up your page in your sketchbook for the elements and the principles. So first thing you need is a pencil, a ruler, and your sketchbook. You're going to open up the front cover of your sketchbook and make sure you're doing this on the page that your teacher indicates, so that because everybody might request something different. But what you're going to do is you're going to start with your ruler, and I want you to notice first that the ruler has a little bit of dead space, what we call dead space, near the zero. So when you start, you're not going to put the end of the ruler to the end of the page. You're going to make sure that that line by the zero is lining up with the end of the page. I'm going to have you, if your number is down here on your page, this is page 1 for me, this is how I would do it. I'm going to turn my page a little bit. So the front cover's here. This is the spine of the book, and then the bottom of the page is here. We're going to be creating rows to begin with because there's 7, excuse me, 7 elements. We're going to create 7 rows. So I'm going to do it with a Sharpie so that it shows up on the document camera for you, but I want everybody else, you should be using a pencil. I'm going to line my 0 up with the bottom of the page, and I'm going to put a mark at 1 1/4. I'm going to do the same on this side of the page. That way I have 2 lines to connect. That way I'm making sure that it's a straight line. I'm going to do this again. And this is how you're going to set up your page for both your elements and your principles. It's going to go on 2 different pages. I'm going to repeat myself. Make sure you are doing it on the correct page. We're particular about how we set up the pages in the sketchbook. Got 3 rows. Oops. Does anybody remember the elements off the top of their head? Remember, you can use that funny little saying to remember: little sheep from Canada voyage to Spain. We've got line, shape, form, color, little sheep from Canada voyage, value, texture, and space. Hopefully that was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got 1 more to do. You're going to have a large area for the heading at the top of your page. You'll also be able to, there we go. You'll also be able to label your columns up there. So next thing we're going to do is create columns. You're going to line the 0 up again with the center of the spine of the book. You're not doing the end of the ruler, it's the 0. I'm going to mark a 2 here and 2 inches here. And I'm going to do the same on this side of the page. So I'm going to start with the 2 over here and mark 0. So you're going to end up with 3 columns. The first one is 2 inches. The second one will measure, I believe, 4.5. Let's measure it. Yep, 4.5 inches, and then another 2-inch column. This column is for your element or your principle, depending on which page you're completing right now. This is the definition in the middle. And this is the visual over here. And that is a visual representation of each element. Up here is reserved for the heading. Okay, the elements of art for me. This is the same for principles, except you will have the principles at the top. In Google Classroom, there is also a an example with the measurements on the page so you can reference that as well. Questions? Let me know.